Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel. I'm Adriana. I'm a transformational life coach and abundance consultant. Happy New Year! I'm so excited to give you this intuitive reading. It is channeled directly from my guides. And before I get started, I wanted to remind you that I have for you New Year's readings available. So if you're looking for a way to really start your year with a lot of spiritual awareness, please go to my website and learn more, and also reserve yours today or soon within the next couple weeks. There's a link in the description below. We start your reading with this amazingly powerful card, the Wolverine, message of fierceness, being unafraid and unapologetic about standing up for yourself. This is kind of jagged points in this image. You see all of these spikes and this weird like cosmic lightning that's sideways. This is depicting the end of the world for Norse mythology, Ragnarok. And there is no hiding here, and there's definitely no softness. So this is one of those weeks where, those teeth might have to be shown, those fierce teeth, and there's no apologizing about standing up for yourself. Okay, let's get into the rest of your cards. Interesting, Ace of Swords, and I want to bring this card back. He's got his sword raised, fiery over his head, and this is a raised sword too. A little bit more gentle though, right? Okay. This is a card really about making a decision for yourself. A firm conviction. I'm feeling conviction more than I'm feeling commitment, but feeling conviction of how you're going to be moving on from a particular situation. Let me see what else they want to say about this. You have to realize that once you make this conviction, there is no way back. Like the end of the world, right? There is no way back. Not to say that the end of the world is happening, but there's no second chances in this. There's no doubling back to go because it's been burned up, right? So once you make this decision, the cabin door is shut. No one can leave the airplane. Like you have to, it's something about needing to really understand the gravity of this decision and knowing that once you make this decision, really there is no way back in. This is a one-way ticket. Okay, let's look at beneficial energy, 3 of Cups. You have a lot of support for your decisions, and then 4 of Wands being the challenging energy. So 3 of Cups. As I said, you do have a lot of support, and there are actually a lot of people that champion the same causes that you do, that champion the same ideals, and champion the same things that you want. Okay? Whenever you're acting alone, whenever you feel you're acting alone, remember that you are part of a community. Remember that you are part of a group, whether it's a group that you've made yourself or whether it's a family. You are not acting alone. You might be the one agent that's out there acting alone, but you are not disconnected from everyone else. This card, although it is a sword card and swords are about cutting and delineation, it comes up out of the water. And what is the water but our collective consciousness, our collective unconsciousness? You could call it the collective womb if you want to go that direction. But the point is that there's a connection. Even though we look like individuals, we are connected. And this 3 of Cups is reminding you that even in these actions where you feel like you're the only one, there is still someone else energetically standing with you, energetically standing beside you and upright with you. Even in this card, he looks like a warrior on his own, but he's standing on a Wolverine. The Wolverine might look like its own, but it's connected to a warrior, right? So there's no separateness in this. Even though you might feel like you're alone, you're the only one with the message, you're never separate. The Four of Wands here, the trick is seeing the connections, but it's also that you're having to fight against the old, to some extent, the old established patterns that are already in place, the stodginess, the stuffiness of the older energy that's kind of stuck in this cabin back here. So, your job is to bring things out into the open, literally bring things out into the open and not worry too much about structures being rocked or people being made upset, things, not worrying about rocking the boat, okay? Because what is more, oh, this is really fascinating. This is card number 5, and we've got 1 + 4, which is 5. So you can see what you're supposed to be doing in the midst of these two cards interacting is that fierceness of standing up. Okay, my guides want me to go back to the Four of Wands, so let's go back there for a little bit. There's a lot of energy right now that is very impermanent, that's very fleeting. And if you're experiencing something and you're concluding that this is the way it's going to be forever, it's just not true. This Four of Wands right now feels like a lot of things could change on the spin of a dime, turn of a dime, on a dime. It could change on a dime. I feel like this is out there, like more in the cosmos, but it's filtering down to us as just the impermanence of situations. And I mean, we've seen a lot of this the past couple of years, right? Events get planned, they get canceled. If this happens, this gets moved, this, but there's situations in your life that seem like this is the way they've been, this is the way they're always going to be. And this card is telling me, no, there's a shiftingness to them. There's a shiftingness to them. So rather than worrying about the permanence or impermanence of situations, we want to be focusing here on these two cards. And then if we continue with our numerology exploration, we've got 1 + 3, which is 4. This is also a 4. So it's like, what foundation do you want your life built on? This impermanent one that keeps kind of shifting and changing, or one that takes into account your conviction and the support of others who share that conviction or support that conviction in you? Okay, so it's which foundation do I want? This one or this one? We get a few more cards. This is really fascinating to me. Princess of Cups and Queen of Wands, both in red. A lot of red. See, wow, and look at that Queen of Wands exploding there. Okay. This is about being aware of your emotions, but taking action as a mature leader, as a mature communicative leader. So yeah, you want to pay attention and to honor your emotions, but to realize, okay, there's 2 messages coming through, that sometimes when you're reacting from those emotions, it is making you leap into actions that are actually destructive. It's what causes the fires behind all of this. So the key is to listen to those emotions, but to harness the power of them into a grounded space so that any actions that come out are decisive, assertive, and impersonal. Okay, this is not like vendetta type of actions. That's emotional, right? You did something wrong, I'm going to do something back to you. I've got a vendetta. But this is the type of action that says, okay, yeah, something wrong may have been done. I might be feeling bad about this. But what needs to be done? What is the most just, impartial, but constructive for all thing that I need to do? I'm going to act that way. All right. It's her eyes are blue. Yeah. Or are they green? No, they're blue. I'm remembering correctly. And the Justice card has blue eyes. The Strength card has blue eyes. And also the Swords cards, when you can see their eyes, they're blue. So we're looking at the eyes of truth, but the eyes of the intellect that looks on logic and facts, not just emotional turmoil. Okay. So the action, also look at the sky behind her, is completely blue. So the actions you need to take must come from that place of impartiality, not emotionality. Okay? The emotionality will cause you to do an immature action, one that will then rebound on you. See how her cloak is kind of covering that red? It's like she's not totally in ownership of that red yet, but this one is, nope, here I am with that security and grounding, and I've learned how to harness my power properly. So really, this is what this is about. Sagittarius, is harnessing your power properly. I can't get over these colors. It's so Sagittarius, right? So fiery. Harnessing that power properly and then exercising it with conviction and the awareness of support. When you are aware of that support, then your actions become less defensive and less self-protective, like in a lashing out kind of way, and they become more confident. So that's why it's important to remember that support. All right, Sag, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. And please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I do urge you to check out these New Year's readings. Really, really helpful. I've done quite a few so far and have been really amazed at the information that's come through. And I'd love to do one for you. So link in the description below. Look forward to seeing you next time.